In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the OSI Alarm System Gen 2. When you touch the display, you will see the main interface appear. This is called the central hub. On the top right is the time. And to the left of that is the backup battery status icon. Due to the display being plugged in indefinitely, it should always appear full. Of course, unless there's a power failure or it's in the midst of charging after a recent power failure. And beside the battery icon, you'll see a Wi-Fi status icon. You want to make sure that this shows a strong Wi-Fi connection. And then below those icons are some very important buttons. The one on the top left is the connection icon, where you'd want to go when you want to add or delete accessories or make changes to their settings. In order to enter any of these settings, you must either enter the master code or the system code. To the right of that is the SOS button. If you're in an emergency and want to trigger the alarm, such as if there's an intruder on your property, or if you're having a medical emergency, just press and hold the SOS button for 3 seconds. Once pressed, the alarm will trigger and siren will go off immediately. Anyone who you've shared the alarm system with will automatically get an SOS notification as well. Below the SOS button is an icon that looks like a cogwheel. This is where all the general settings are located. Now on the left side of the general settings icon is an icon that looks like a shield with a check mark. This is your security settings. In the very middle is the system status icon. This is an important icon that lets you know the status of the alarm system, such as when it's armed, disarmed, or when the alarm has been triggered, which is called alarm state. If you see a small red dot on the top right corner of the system status icon, this signifies that there is a new entry in the system log. To check the system log, press on the system status icon. The system log will contain the history of all the alerts such as power failures, triggered sensors, and low battery warnings, etc. Once you have exited the system log, the red dot will disappear. When the batteries are low on any of your accessories, a low battery icon will appear that looks like a battery with an exclamation point. Press the icon to check which accessories needs the batteries replaced. When the door or window is open, a door window opened icon will appear. Press the icon to check to see which entry sensor has been triggered. Once you close the door or window, the open entry sensor will disappear. When you set the alarm to away mode, it means you're leaving the home or premises and want to fully arm the system to detect any movement or unauthorized entry. Also, when the away button is pressed, it typically activates a countdown timer. This timer gives you a specific amount of time to exit the premises before the alarm system is fully armed. You can change the length of the countdown timer or have no timer at all by going into the security settings and then selecting delay. In away mode, both your contact sensors for your door and window and your motion sensors are usually activated to provide comprehensive security coverage. The system will trigger an alarm if any of the sensors are triggered while the system is armed in away mode. Home arm. When you set the alarm system to home mode, it means you're staying on the premises and want to arm the system to detect unauthorized entry only. So your contact sensors, which are installed on the door and window, will be activated. Your motion detectors will not be activated, allowing you to freely move about in the home without triggering the alarm. Also note that due to the fact that you're staying on the premises when you arm in home mode, there is no need for a countdown timer. Disarm. Disarm on the alarm system panel refers to the action of deactivating or turning off the security system. When you disarm the alarm system, you essentially disable its monitoring and sensor functions, allowing you to enter or move freely within the protected area without triggering an alarm. You can disarm in 3 ways. The first way is by pressing the disarm button on the alarm panel, which it will then ask you to enter your alarm code. The second way to disarm the alarm system is by pressing the disarm button on the Smart Life app, and the third way is by pressing the disarm button on the remote controller. The last 2 ways you do not need to enter a code afterwards, which makes it the most convenient way to disarm the system, especially for those who are carrying groceries or just don't want to have to feel rushed to enter an alarm code afterwards. The last thing I'm going to talk about is the LED indicator which you see here. This will flash different colors depending on the panel's status. When it lights up a solid green, it means the system is disarmed. When it lights up yellow, it means the system is armed. When it lights up red, it means the alarm has been triggered and is currently in alarming state. It will flash yellow and green when you arm the system in away mode with the delay countdown. The flashing yellow and green remind you to exit the property before the system is armed. This is called delay arming. It will change a solid yellow once the timer has run out and the system is in armed status. It will flash red and green when the alarm is triggered by one of the sensors with a delay countdown, such as entering the front door, for example. The flashing red and green reminds you to disarm the system before it goes into alarming state. It will go a solid green once the system has been disarmed. This concludes the tutorial on basic everyday use of the OSI Smart Alarm System Gen 2.